Good morning, friends. Today's topic is false imprisonment. My name is K. Mishra. We are discussing what is false imprisonment and what is the defenses and what is the remedies of false imprisonment. The false imprisonment, what is false imprisonment means is defined as intentional infliction of a confinement. Before discussing false imprisonment, we must know what is imprisonment. Imprisonment means confinement of a person in common prison or in private house. Then what is false imprisonment? False imprisonment means confinement of a person without excuse. This confinement must be total. There must be total restraint of the person's liberty. It may be for a short period or long period. It is called erroneous imprisonment or wrongful imprisonment. In the case of false imprisonment, burden of proof lies on the defendant. What is the essentials of false imprisonment? The false imprisonment should be without any lawful justification. There should be total restraint of a person's or his liberty. There should not be any means to escape. Now, what is the remedies available to the person affected by the false imprisonment? It is self-help. Person under the illegal detention is authorized to use reasonable force to escape from it. Habeas corpus. Under Article 32 and Article 226 of the Constitution, Supreme Court as well as High Court are given the power to writ known as habeas corpus. By this writ, the person detaining is required to produce the detained person before the court and justify his detention. Action for damages. Plaintiff, after his release from the false imprisonment, can sue the defendant for damages. Now we will discuss some case laws. Bird versus Jones. This Hammersmith Bridge was wrongfully enclosed by the defendant. It was rowing show was arranged. Seats were arranged. Ticket collected. Plaintiff attempted to climb over the enclosure. Defendant pulled him back. He succeeded in climbing over. He was told to go back on the other side of the bridge. Plaintiff refused to do so. Half an hour he waited. He sued the defendant. Court held that there is no false imprisonment. There is no total restraint on his liberty. He was free to go back on the other side of the bridge. Austin versus Anor versus Commissioner of Police of the Metropolis. A person was 7 hours detention. Court said it constitutes false imprisonment. So false imprisonment is a tort of strict liability. No intention on behalf of the defendant is needed. Physical force is not a necessary element. So confinement need not be lengthy. The restraint must be complete, though the defendant need not resist. Another case is Hurd versus Weirall. Coal company was transporting the workman to the spot in a mine underground at the particular times, morning and evening. Plaintiff was a workman. He reached the work spot through lift. He quarreled with the staff. He did not obey the instructions of the officers. He demanded to arrange lift so that he can go out of the mine. Defendant refused. He told lift will be arranged only in the evening along with other workers. Plaintiff sued for false imprisonment. Court held the principles of volunty non-fit injuria applies and action could not be maintained. Maharani Nabha versus State. Plaintiff Maharani of Nabha was prevented from boarding a train by the sub-inspector. He prevented her car from being taken out of the railway compound. He is held, it is held, there is no false imprisonment because person was not restrained or confined. Only liberty to go to the conveyance was affected. Me versus Kiksham. Plaintiff was a prisoner. He was acquitted. Again, police asked him, and he was brought to the prison by the police and detained for few minutes for questioning. The plaintiff was questioned by the jail authorities. Court held that it was false imprisonment. Bhim Singh versus State of Jammu and Kashmir. Bhim Singh was MLA of Jammu and Kashmir and he was detained by police. He was prevented from attending the assembly session. Supreme Court held that it was false imprisonment and 50,000 rupees damages imposed to the defendant. John Lewis and Company versus Time. Plaintiff and daughter went to the shop. Daughter stole something and put them in her mother's bag. Both of them were caught and made them to sit in a hall for half an hour. Police came and arrested them. After inquiry, it was found that mother was innocent and mother was released. Mother sued the plaintiff. It was held that the defendant's actions are not liable because there was a lawful justification in detaining them. Now, what are the defenses for false imprisonment? Self defense. Every person has a right, subject to certain limitations, to defend his own body and property and those of any other person against the invention by the third person. Parental or other authorities. It is presumed that parents authorized the teachers to discipline their children for a wrong committed in the school. Public authority. Certain public persons, for example police, are authorized to arrest individuals in certain circumstances. Judicial authority. When a person is imprisoned by the judicial authority, suit cannot be brought against the judicial officer. Thank you.